ED 601, Introduction to the Syllabus and Course Requirements, Spring 2018. So if you're watching this video, you've already watched this short introduction to me, and I wanted to go through here for just a few minutes the syllabus and what the course requirements are, how the grading will be done. So everything that you need for the course is in the Resources tab here. So if you click the Resources tab, it'll take you to a page here, and you can see that the course content packet is here. This is a document that I created for this course, and so you can download that and follow along, but you'll be watching that on the videos. And the syllabus that I'm going to be going through is here as well. And then we'll come back to this in just a moment, and I'll talk about all of these video sessions that I've created for ED 601. Okay, let's look at the syllabus for just a few minutes. Alright, so this is all standard stuff for the Education Department. I wanted to stop here for just a moment and talk about what the course is. So this course is intended to provide some modeling for practitioner teachers in reading texts, specifically practicing reading text for authors' intended meanings. Now that sounds pretty simple, but you'll see as we go through this it takes some work. The two texts that we'll use, the first one will be the most popular biology text in concurrent enrollment high school biology courses, and also nationwide first-year biology text for college students. This course is not intended to teach you science, but it's intended to show you, model for you, how to read with this idea of what the author's meanings are behind the text. And then we're also going to use scripture as a primary text for this course. Now the theme is it goes something like this. In order for education to have lasting significance and value, it should facilitate the learner's quest to know what is true. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds as we go through the content. I'm not going to read these to you. You'll get this as we go, and the course objectives. Now you don't have to buy a book for the course, but I wanted you to see the covers of some of the books that information has come from in this course, in case you care to get yourself a copy at some point. There's the grading scale. Now let's talk about the grading policy. All right, the course itself is set up as a series of video sessions. So let's look at that in the Resources tab here. You can see that introduction, you're watching this one right here, right now. And then session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. There are 24 sessions. The course is set up so that you do, generally speaking, you do 2 sessions per week. Now what you'll do is you'll click on the session. The screen will come up and allow you to watch me as I teach. Session 1 and 2, after you finish those, the first week you're going to be doing the intro, and in the second week sessions 1 and 2. As you can see here for the course, session 3 begins some work in the science text. Now as I said, don't panic, because this is not intended to test you on science or make sure that you know all the science content. That's not the idea. But I should tell you that I have served last year on the Science Education Committee, on the steering committee portion of that, and was heavily involved in trying to get the standards properly reflecting the scientific literature in the content area of evolutionary biology. So this is an additional session that I've added that is optional for you. You don't have to watch all this, but if you'd like to hear the story about how those standards were written and what happened, etc., you can certainly go through session 10B. I added it. After you've been through all the science, it might be fun to go through this and just look and see what happened. But that's optional. I've got all these in there for you for your enjoyment, which means none of you will watch it. But I wanted to make it available to you. All right, so 2 sessions a week. You click on it, you watch the session. While you're watching the session, you jot down a few notes. All right, and then once you're done with the session, you're going to, so you've typed those notes down, you're going to make some reflections on what you've heard. Now everybody's going to be different, so I'd like to hear your opinions about what you've heard. And so the only real requirement here is that your opinions demonstrate that you have heard what I have taught and that you have thought about it. So you're going to want to know what that looks like and how you're going to turn it in, right? Because each session has a written response and you're going to turn these things in to me. So how are you going to do that? All right, so you'll need to go to turn it in, and you can see here just the center of the screen. I didn't catch all of them. I didn't catch the edges here. Sorry about that. But all the sessions are already set up here in turnitin.com. So you'll want to go to turnitin.com, and I'm going to go through this again here in the syllabus in just a second. And you'll see all the due dates here. You simply click on a session and download your Word document to turn it in. And then I'll be able to go to turnitin.com and read your opinions about what you have heard. That is really the bulk of what this course consists of. Now the last assignment is a paper, and that's a big one, so I'll talk about that in just a moment. All right, let's go back to the syllabus. All right, so here's this shows you how the point breakdown is. 5 points for this intro stuff, and then 15 points for all the other sessions. This is an example of the first page of a response that a student made way back in the summer of 2016, the first time I put this course out there. So I want you to see what it looks like. You can model your response like this and turn your response in. All right, so this is what I just said here about turning the sessions in. The last thing to do for the course is a paper worth 50 points. The paper has to be 1,000 words. It needs to be in 3 parts. The first section is going to include a narrative detailing the influence of the people that have shaped your view of the world. You might say how you read, what your perspective is, and a lot more of this will come out as you're going through the course content. So I want to hear more about you is the point here. And then I'd like to see you detail a few significant things you picked up in the class. And then, of course, the final thing will be to make some suggestions on how the class could be done better. And I'm making changes now on a regular basis, so according to some of the things the students have suggested. Okay, so here's how you go get ready for Turnitin. You'll go to turnitin.com, and it's going to ask you, once you've created a user ID and stuff and turn it in, it'll ask you for the class ID and enrollment key, and there they are, and you'll be in and ready to go. The other thing that I would ask you to do, all students are going to be required to sign up through remind.com, and this will allow me to contact the students en masse if I need to tell all of you something quickly. So this is how you do it. You text this message at ED601SP18 to this number, and you'll be registered for remind.com. All right, so back to the course site for just a moment. You'll go through watching these sessions, making your notes and expressing your opinions, and then I'll be going through grading them each week. And you can see your grades in the grade book, or you can go to the coursework and look here. You can already see all this coursework is already put into the course, and you just click on the intro to the course and you'll have your grade there, or you can look at it in the grade book. Now, if you have any questions at any time, please feel free to call or text me on my cell, and that number is 318-613-3675. 3271.